My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Maleficent. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But when this movie was announced, I thought it was the dumbest idea possible. You're making a live action version of Sleeping Beauty. Well, Maleficent, the most iconic Disney villain, is the good guy? What? So, when I saw it back in May 2014, my expectations were real low, and I was surprised that I actually liked it. And I know some people really hate this movie, but I just rewatched it and I still like it. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And Angelina Jolie does a very good job. She carries this movie incredibly well, and she goes through a lot, and she sells you on each and every second of it. A very good lead performance. Elle Fanning, I think, is good. She just has a natural warmth to her that is able to elevate this movie. And I do like the relationship that forms between her and Maleficent. Then Charlotte Copley is this evil, despicable coward, and you just really hate him. But he's still well written enough, and he does bring enough to this character. Sam Riley gives a very forgettable performance, but I do like the way his character is written, that he tries to talk to Maleficent and she keeps turning him into a bird so she doesn't have to listen to him. Just a fun dynamic. Brenton Thwaites as Prince Phillips is completely forgettable and incredibly bland. Imelda Stunton, Leslie Manville, and Juno Temple as the three fairies, I think are pretty forgettable. They don't really add too much to this movie. So the cast is a bit of a mixed bag, but the performances that needed to work do work for this movie. And let's just talk about the plot because, like I said, it's a live action remake of Sleeping Beauty where Maleficent is the good guy. But I actually think they pull it off. And in retrospect, I'd rather get a movie like this where the story is familiar but still feels new than a shot for shot remake like Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and The Lion King. I'd rather get a movie like this. And there are some very good ideas here about this woman who gets betrayed by a man, by someone she considered to be a friend, and she's left devastated and heartbroken. So she just becomes this bitter, evil person, and she closes herself off emotionally. But through becoming a mother of sorts, she learns to love again, and I do think that is a good story. And at the end of the movie, well, only a true love kiss can awaken Aurora, and Prince Phillips fails, but it's the love of a mother that brings her back. It's actually a really well thought out moment. Like, I know this came out 7 months after Frozen, but it still works in context of this movie. Now, that all said, I do think the movie could be longer. I do think the relationships and the story could be fleshed out more, but it still works enough. And I think the visuals are pretty good here. Like, there are moments where the green screen is very obvious, but the majority of the CGI does look really nice. I like how it can be bright and colorful in moments. I think the production design is very good and the costumes look great. So the technical aspects of this movie are pretty good, and I love the music by James Newton Howard. It actually does some of the heavy lifting here and giving this movie a magical feel, giving this movie some emotion, but it does really work. Now, that said, I do think the action in this movie is pretty bad. They do set up these big action set pieces, and they just aren't exciting. They just feel like they're present for the sake of a big action set piece, and I don't think the execution was good there, and I do wish we got a bit more of those evil purple vines, and I wish the dragon was present more in this movie because they're just so iconic with this character. And also, Prince Philip sucks. Like, he's just kinda a distraction to make you think the story is going to go in one way, just to pull the rug from underneath. But if they fleshed him out a bit more, maybe that would have worked better. And also, the three fairy godmothers suck as well. So, this movie isn't great. I definitely think the execution could be better. The characters and the relationships needed to be fleshed out a bit more, but I do think there is enough here. There is a good story being told, there are some nice emotional moments, and even though this movie is nothing remarkable, I'd rather a movie like this over the boring shot for shot remakes that we have gotten. So I'm giving Maleficent a 6 out of 10. I do find it odd that the director of this movie, Robert Stromberg, hasn't directed anything again since. Like, this movie was a hit and he just vanished. But anyways, Maleficent, have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin,